The image is on the screen. The image is on the screen. You guys know about the story. If you're clicking on this video, you already know about the story. Dani Alves, just another footballer officially confirmed to be a scumbag. Yeah, you know, when you do what you did to that girl, you're a scumbag, dude. I don't care what you've done. I don't care how great of a life you've lived, how great you are at your profession or whatever. You do that shit, you're a scumbag, dude. And the fact is that he knew he did it. He tried to lie about it. He tried to cover it up, and now he's guilty and going to prison for like 4 or 5 years or whatever. Rightfully so. Credit to the girl for standing up and speaking out. It could be scary. It could be scary to come out against someone as popular and as famous as Dani Alves, but she did, and she got her justice. At least legally, she got her justice. I don't know what the road to recovery is mentally, but shout out to her. Hopefully, she's doing better. But yeah, I mean, I don't really want to sit here and talk about Dani Alves too much, but more the greater theme of this video is that footballers are scumbags. Like, don't idolize footballers, but focusing on Dani Alves, man. Now there's just a big fat asterisk next to his name. Dani Alves is one of the greatest right backs of all time. It now has a massive asterisk of you're an R-word, dude. And people will always take that into consideration when, like, you know, you could be responsible, right? And you could separate the art from the artist. I could sit here and tell you, yes, Dani Alves was a fantastic attacking right back. He's one of the best right backs of all time. And I could sit here and praise him. And I could also sit here and look at him from the human perspective and be like, he's a scum. He R-worded someone. He deserves to go to jail, maybe even for longer. He's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? I could do that. But the issue is a lot of people are stupid in this world, and a lot of people cannot achieve that level of basic thinking and understanding, and they can't separate the art from the artist. So now Dani Alves, now it depends. Dani Alves is now, in my eyes, the R-word stuff. If you're putting everything together, it outweighs anything you did in your career. Who cares about your Champions League? Who cares about your Copa America? Who cares about all those trophies, dude? You're an R-word. You're an R. You know, you did that. You did that to someone, and I can no longer respect you. I don't care. You know, I told you I could separate the art from the artist. I respect him as a footballer, but what's more important in life, guys? What's more important? Being known as a good human and a good person, or being known as a good footballer? It's being known as a good human. Everyone should try to be the best human they can be. And that's how I look at, that's what I take, you know, when I put everything together. How are you as a human, Dani Alves? And the answer is you're scum because you did that. So that's Dani Alves. It's a shame. It's a shame because I liked him. I thought he was you know, he always had a smile on his face playing football. Him and Messi and Barcelona, Pep Guardiola, just cash money, right? But as he's done. He's done. But getting into a larger theme of this video is that you can't idolize these footballers, man. There's so many footballers that are scumbags. Like, I know it's not absolute. Like, there's tons of good footballers who are good human beings and donate to charity and all. Marcus Rashford, I mean, Marcus Rashford combating child hunger in the UK when no one else was. Respect to him. Like, there's guys like that in the sport, but the harsh reality is there's tons of scumbags in this sport. Tons of scumbags, from legends to people no one really cares about to just veterans of leagues. There's scumbags littered all over Europe. Maradona was a cokehead who had ties to having relations with younger children. It's just the facts. He may be one of the greatest players of all time, right? One of the best, greatest World Cup legends and players of all time, but he has that next to his name. Cokehead, on drugs, ties with younger girls. Disgusting. George Best, an alcoholic womanizer. I mean, yeah, just two examples of the past. The present today, fucking Phil Foden and Mason Greenwood a couple years ago cheating on their girlfriends or whatever with Icelandic models when they were in Iceland for a friendly with England. Greenwood, we know he's an R-wordist too, but because that girl's his baby mama, the charges were dropped, and now he's just all of a sudden one of Getafe's best players, and people in Getafe just don't seem to care about that. The club just don't seem to care about that. Benjamin Mendy, I'm sorry, I know Benjamin Mendy was found not guilty, but I'm sorry, I know for a fact that guy did some sketchy shit and probably some scumbag shit. Just 3 weeks ago, Kyle Walker came out and was exposed for living a second life, cheating on his wife and kids with some model. He had a second life. Like, who do these footballers think they are? You know what I mean? Who do you think you are to do this shit? Cristiano Ronaldo, we know what happened in Vegas. Why would you give hush money to someone if you're not guilty? You know what I mean? So Cristiano, I know the charges were dropped. You were found not guilty. Charges were dropped. But bro, we know what happened. You don't offer hush money to someone if you didn't do anything. You know what I mean? So the sport's full of scumbags. If you have kids, when I have kids, I'm going to have them try to not idolize footballers. And if they do, if you idolize a footballer, make sure they really are model human beings. You know, I know some people, you know, Dani Alves 6 years ago, no one knew this about Dani Alves, that he had this type of venom inside him, but it came out. But, you know, like your guys like Messi's and all, like, I know Messi got done for tax shit in Spain, but listen, tax stuff and all that crap, who cares? At the end of the day, you're just trying to screw the government and I don't care if you try to screw the government, but when you do terrible things to other human beings, you're a scumbag, dude. And Messi hasn't done shit like that. Guys like Thomas Muller haven't done shit like that. David Silva and, you know, all I'm just naming, like, there's tons of players. I don't know why those players are coming to my head, but there's just a bunch of scum out there, dude. A bunch of scum out there. Seriously, Mauro Icardi, one of the scummiest guys in the sport. Gylfi Sigurdsson, after what came out about him, he's disappeared off the face of the planet. Just scum after scum after scum everywhere. And it's a shame. I mean, a lot of people can't distinguish the art from the artist. I'm able to. And when these things happen to players and players get exposed for these types of things, my respect for them dips to absolute almost zero, depending on how severe it is. Dani Alves, the thing you did, zero respect for you, bro. That's like human garbage. Human garbage for the stuff you did there, man. And the reason I'm not saying the word is because I don't want to, I don't know. I see other YouTubers not say the word because of demonetization, even though I'm not monetized, or like strikes. I'm just trying to speak my mind on this channel. So I don't want like my videos to be taken down for no reason and get strikes on my shit. So yeah. It is what it is. Scums everywhere, good guys everywhere. You got to look out for them. If I have kids, man, look up to doctors, engineers, and all. You look up to your tradesmen, and look up to the people making real impact in the world, not people who just kick a ball around for millions and millions of dollars. I love the sport, but at the end of the day, all sports is just some people kicking or throwing or a ball around into a goal, or some people running as fast as they can, like it's kindergarten, like a kindergarten competition. At the end of the day, sports impacts people's lives, but it's full of trashy ass scum. Yeah, I mean that's all I really wanted to say. Shame, but it is what it is. You gotta watch out. You gotta watch out. Don't be so quick to idolize footballers. Unless you're 100% positive that these guys are fucking angels. You know what I mean? But everyone has their skeletons in their closet. Now Dani Alves and many guys that have came before Dani Alves, they got big, massive skeletons in their closet. It is what it is. Scumbags will be scumbags. You can't take the scumbag out of a human being. These types of people didn't grow up with morals, didn't grow up with people to teach them the right things, or fame got to their head and they think they're above the law. It's a shame, but it is what it is. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.